Hi guys, welcome to our Neet Biology Academy channel. I am your Dr. Mohan Angappan. Dear students, I hope you have received the news that the NEET examination has been postponed to September 13th. So I got enough time to revise and relax. If you take the NEET question, 10% of the question is based on the diagram based questions. So I want to help you to identify the correct answer for the diagram based questions. So I will explain one question from one chapter in detail, one by one. How to answer, how to identify the correct option for the MCQ based on the diagram based question. Now let us take up this question. This is the diagram given in the NEET question paper. So it may come in this NEET 2020 also. Let us take this diagram. So question is, identify the correct statement regarding the following diagram. There are four options. 1. B and F are filled with endolymph. 2. C is filled with perilymph. 3. Hair cells present against E is to generate nerve impulses. Fourth option, D is the sensory organ of hearing and has auditory receptors. So this is the question. So here is the diagram. Here is the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. First you look at the picture and have a deep look on the picture to identify the parts. Can you remember this diagram? So you can see this diagram on your 11th NCERT book, page number 236. Page number 236 of 11th NCERT. So actually it is under the chapter on neural coordination and the particular topic on the ear, human ear. Okay. Actually this diagram is a section of the inner ear, cochlea or the labyrinth. So how to answer this question? So for this you must have the knowledge of the cochlea. So I'll explain the structure of cochlea, the inner ear, based on this question. Okay. So cochlea is the inner ear, that is 2.75 times coil. So one coil, 2 and 0.75 coil. It is made up of two types of labyrinth, one outer bone labyrinth or bony labyrinth and inner membranous labyrinth. Now coming to the parts, actually this cochlea is made up of three compartments. This is the diagram. Actually this is a sectional view of the cochlea. The cochlea has got three compartments. Outer vestibuli, middle scala media and inner scala tympani. Outer scala vestibuli, middle scala media and inner scala tympani. So these are the three compartments you can see in the cochlea. So you can see here, this is the outer bony labyrinth, this portion, and I have labeled here is this is the outer compartment, scala vestibuli. This portion is the middle scala media. This is the inner scala tympani. So you can see the three compartments here. Outer scala vestibuli, middle scala media and inner scala tympani. These are the three compartments divided by two membranes. One is resinous membrane and another one is basilar membrane. So this is the resinous membrane. You can see the membrane here. This resinous membrane is in between outer scala vestibuli and middle scala media. So this resinous membrane, you can see this here, the resinous membrane separates the scala vestibuli from the scala media. Likewise, the basilar membrane, you can see the diagram, it is the basilar membrane that separates the middle compartment scala media from the inner compartment scala tympani. So you must understand the cochlear compartments. 3 compartments: outer scala vestibuli, middle scala media, inner scala tympani. Okay. See, these 3 compartments are separated by 2 membranes. One resinous membrane separates the outer scala vestibuli and middle scala media. Basilar membrane separates the middle scala media and the inner scala tympani. So you must have a clear understanding about these compartments and the membranes. Right. Now in these compartments, fluids are present to conduct the ear sound vibrations. There are 2 types of fluids, one endolymph and perilymph. So you can see here the perilymph is present in the outer scala vestibuli and inner scala tympani. The outer and inner compartments contain the perilymph. You can see this perilymph. The outer and inner compartments contain the perilymph, whereas the middle compartment contains the liquid endolymph. You must differentiate the endolymph and perilymph. Endolymph is the fluid present in the center compartment, that is the scala media, and the perilymph is present on both the sides of the middle compartment, that is outer scala vestibuli and inner scala tympani. Right? Now what happens, this is the inner ear. Now we take up the outer ear pinna and then middle ear. And in the middle ear you can see 3 bones, malleus, incus and stapes. Actually that stapes opens in the round window. This is the round window. The stapes in the middle ear opens here. Actually the function of the 3 bones we will take up separately, that enlarges the sound vibrations, and the sound vibrations actually enter into the inner ear through the round window. So this comes here. When this fluid is vibrated, this middle membrane or the resinous membrane is vibrated, and this resinous membrane pushes the fluid inside, by which the basilar membrane is also vibrated. So this through the round window the vibrations come here, and the vibrations enter into the enter to the inner compartment where the basilar membrane is present. So you must understand, in this basilar membrane there is one organ called organ of CORTI is present. Organ of CORTI with hair cells which act as the auditory receptors. So actually when the sound waves comes here and presses the basilar membrane, the organ of CORTI here is stimulated, and the hair cells of the organ of CORTI act as the auditory receptors, and this sends a message to the brain, and the brain recognizes the sound. So this is the structure of cochlea, the compartments and the fluids and the organ present in the cochlea. So now let us come to the question. So I have explained the cochlea, the sectional view of the cochlea. So now you can identify each part. What is A? So A is the outer scala vestibuli, and B is the perilymph, and C is the endolymph, and E is the basilar membrane, and F is the bony labyrinth, and G is the cochlear canal. So question, B and F are filled with endolymph. So it is B, this is the portion, perilymph. F is the bony labyrinth. So perilymph is filled with, or endolymph is filled with only in the middle area, that is the scala media. So the first option is wrong. Now let us come to the second option. C is filled with perilymph. So you can see C, actually C is the endolymph, not perilymph. This is the scala media. So this option is also wrong. Third, hair cells present against E to generate nerve impulses. So hair cells against E is the basilar membrane. That is only a membrane. There are no hairs to generate nerve impulses. So this is also wrong. So the last option D is the sensory organ of hearing and has auditory receptors. So this is the portion D, organ of CORTI. I have explained, I have told you this organ of CORTI is located on the basilar membrane, which contain hair cells which act as the auditory receptors. So the right answer is the option 4. D is the sensory organ, that is the organ of CORTI. They mean the answer, the organ of CORTI of hearing and has the auditory receptors, hairs, which act as the auditory receptors, So the fourth option is the right answer. So this is the way you have to find out the answer for any question based on the diagram. So today we have seen one question in the chapter neural coordination, that is in the human ear, particularly the diagram, the sectional view of cochlea, which is present in your 11th NCERT book, page number 236, you can refer. So I explained the cochlear structure based on the question, and we have found out the right answer. Okay, in the next video we'll take up another question based on the diagram, and I will explain. Thank you very much.